The ABL has never been closer, as evidenced by this game last Sunday, January 8th, here at the OCBC Arena. Wong Long, the emotion he's shown. Marcus Melvin shooting the lights up from downtown. Second half, he was red hot. But it finished off with this. Alexander winning it for the Slingers before the jubilant fans. And the Slingers take home the Straits Cup, the win over Malaysia. Hello everyone and welcome once again to ABL Basketball as we get ready for another regular season game. Today, two teams at the top of the standings. The Singapore Slingers play host to the Hong Kong Eastern Long Lines from the OCBC Arena right here in the Line City. Confirmation of that game on today. Both these teams red hot. They are at the top of the standings. Singapore with a 7-2 record. Hong Kong, well, they are at 5-1. Their only loss, by the way, has come to the Slingers. The Slingers have suffered a defeat at the hands of Hong Kong as well. So, two teams that have high-octane games. The Hong Kong team, the highest scoring team in the league, averaging 87 points a game. And the Slingers, the best defensive team in the league. They only allow 74 points a game, actually 72.39 points per game. And there's Coach Torres of the Hong Kong Eastern Long Lines. A newbie to these parts of the world, but a very, very interesting man, and has done a world of good for the Hong Kong Eastern Long Lines. Again, top of the table. They are 5-1. The Singapore is at 7-2. Crowd just now starting to form here. They are outside and the gates are open and they will be streaming in. We expect a very good crowd on hand today. As we said, they Hong Kong bested the Slingers on December 7th. That was 97-95, and here comes the Hong Kong Eastern Long Lines being introduced right now. We'll get to the starting five in a moment. On December 22nd, Slingers getting a measure of revenge as they were in Hong Kong. Both the first two games against these two teams were in Hong Kong. Singapore winning that one 77-71. As we look at Tyler Lamb and company coming out here for the Hong Kong team. There they are right there. Starting five, we'll get to in a moment. There is Patrick Sullivan, and there is Stephen Guinchard. Went to school in the United States at a small college in Georgia, so he's making an impact here. And as we said, this Hong Kong team can really light up the scoreboard, and they take care of the ball pretty well. And they do force a lot of turnovers in here. The usual very emotional Singapore team, they bond together very well, and there is a leader right there, the big man. You can see him with his back to you, Justin Howard, leading the league in rebounds, fourth in the league in scoring. Also Xavier Alexander, the X-Man as we like to call him, also having a fine year, averaging over 22 points a game himself, along with a bevy of local players. Wong Long averaging just over 12 points again. Leon Kwek, what a revelation he's been this year, also averaging nearly 12 points a game. But they are very, very streaky, this Slingers team, and the league is sort of caught up to them in the last 3 or 4 weeks. We'll talk about that a little bit later as we look at the Singapore Slingers getting introduced right now. That'll be their substitutes first. There is Austria, the import from the Philippines. Came here, they thought he might be a good replacement for Rosales. It has not worked out that way so far, but still a lot of the season to go. Desmond O, defensive specialist. He'll score if you leave him alone from outside. Some of the other Slingers being announced right now as well. There's Meng, three-point shooter. Slingers have been very, very streaky. As we said, they're only shooting 29% from beyond the arc, 35.5% altogether. There's a guy that they need to get off on Delvin Go. He is doing his national service, so tough for him to travel. In fact, he can't travel, so they use him when he's here. Here's the starting five for the Slingers. Number 5, Wong Long, as we said, most valuable player in the league for locals for the last couple of years. Leon Kwek, Xavier Alexander. He has been lighting it up the last 3 or 4 games. He's improved his games a lot, practiced real hard in the offseason on his jump shots and his free throws, and it shows. Mitchell Folkoff, averaging 4 points a game. More of a defense-first type guy, but occasionally he can get it going too. And there's a man right there, Justin Howard, number 55, leading the league in rebounds, 35 years old. But what a presence he's been in the ABL, and especially for the Slingers these last 2 years. Where would they be without him? So getting ready to get it going right now. The Hong Kong Eastern Long Lions going against the Singapore Slingers. And Chuck Schreiner along with Michael Wong, and getting ready for the fireworks here, Michael. And I guess we said it all when, you know, the Hong Kong Eastern Lions can really rack up the points. The Slingers are a very, very good defensive team. We're going to look at the tables in a minute. I do need to get your opinion on that as we look at the two teams. And here are the starting lineups: Wong, Kwek, Alexander, Folkoff, Howard, and on the other side of the ball, Elliot, Lamb, Fong, who's having a great year, Patrick, Sullivan, and the Frenchman, Stephen Guinchard. And we will go to the interview with Coach Yo. He's a little bit disappointed in the Slingers' result on the game Friday against Filipinas.
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointed with the loss. We came out really slow, and but we have a good fourth quarter. But I mean, it's 7-2 at this moment. Okay, I mean, compared to last season, we are still behind that.
Big experience for all of us. We're learning since the first day. We know how tough it is to match up every team we play against, especially today. In my opinion, we play against the toughest team in the league.
I mean, even though we lost, we did gain some good teams, and there's a tough battle for first place that we're still in there. So, you know, we're still a team to chase. I feel that way.
Our rebounding game, it's been really poor comparing with Singapore. Is a crucial point. We really need to do it much better. We're gonna try it, but it won't be easy, for sure not.
Yeah, definitely 8-2 is our minimum target at this moment. So hopefully we can get a win and secure what we have last season, and 8-2 before the break.
Interesting stuff from the interviewees. Team standings as we go forward: Singapore Slingers 7-2, Hong Kong Eastern Long Lions 5-1. They split 2 games, as we said. Very much improved. Filipinas of 4-2. Westport Malaysian Dragons, last year's champions, mired in 1-4. Kaohsiung Truth 1-5. Saigon Heat on the snide at 0-4. Those are your team standings for the ABL, like 2016-2017 season. So Michael Wong I've got next to me, and Michael, wow, what a matchup. You have a team that can shoot the lights out going against a team that is known for its defense. What's going to happen for either one of these teams to get out of here with a W?
I'll start with the Hong Kong Lions. For them, they definitely have to rebound better against a bigger Singapore Slingers team. Next, they probably have to squeeze out a lot of turnovers because they would like to push the tempo really high and then get some easy baskets on the transition. Then they have to try to shoot at a consistent rate that how they've been shooting on the free, 35%. For the Slingers, they definitely have to go back to pounding the glass. They have to punish the smaller Hong Kong Lions. They have to contain the three-pointers, hand and face, good defense, bring the percentage down, and then on our end, we got to push the tempo as well. Both teams are looking to push the ball as fast as possible and get some easy transition baskets.
Slingers only shooting 29% beyond the arc, a little bit strange for them. Usually they're up in the mid to high 30s with that percentage, but not this year. They certainly miss the presence of Wu Chin-de.
Yeah, definitely. It's a bummer that he's out for the season. Probably can make it for the playoffs. We hope so. Three-point shooting has been really streaky for us, and we need more consistent shooters out there, not to mention the absence of Larry Liu as well.
Larry absent from the battle this time. He played a couple of games, but still struggling with that hamstring injury. Wu with the knee injury, and a word on the street is that he may have to resort to surgery. And I understand there might be some concerns with Justin Howard too, Michael.
Yeah, he seems to be suffering from a lower back strain, and a back strain usually will be very limited right at the start of the game, but as he gets warmed up, I think he'll be fine.
Good news for the Slingers. This is the last game before they go into a little bit of a prolonged break, so if they can just get past this game healthy enough, get out of here with a W and go into the break with 8-2, I'm sure Coach and the staff, Michael Johnson, everybody will be pretty well pleased. This was the goal that they set for themselves. They wanted to be 8-2 by the time halftime went around, and both the horses wanting to get off there. You can see there it is, controlled by Hong Kong in the backcourt. That is Fong with the ball, rotating the ball over to number 2. That's Marcus Elliot. He's averaging 26.2 points a game. Slides over to the left, back outside he goes. Back outside to number 10. That's Tyler Lamb, the Thai American. There's Guinchard. French Hong Kong citizen. There's a touch foul there. I think that'll go on Wong Wei Long. So referee's calling it tough right at the beginning here. Touch fouls, a lot more in evidence this season than they were in the past. On the far sidelines, number 10 will put it into play. That's Tyler Lamb. See the Thai American back outside, wide open. Look for Fong. It buries it for an easy 2. So breaking the ice early on are the Hong Kong Eastern Long Lions. Folkoff with the ball, rotates the ball outside to Alexander, lurking around. He has the ball now. Rotation off the pass is Folkoff again, looking inside to Howard. Bounce pass inside to him. See if he can get some dominance going early on as a shot change. Control by nice move there by Howard on the low block.
Yeah, it's a really good sign to see him, the big guy, get going right early.
Back outside it goes. The rotation over to Elliot. Elliot, long shot from outside for 3. Check that. That was Fong. So Fong, all 5 of the points now for Hong Kong. He had 12 the other night. And a foul. X-Man accelerating off the first step. Touch foul inside. That's against, I believe that will be on Guinchard. That would be the first one. Good look at the stylish Coach Edward Torres. Hong Kong bench. Alexander, chance to get the Slingers back to within 1. This is one thing, Michael, he has improved greatly this year is his free throw shooting. He's gone from like a 55% free throw shooter to about a 67% free throw shooter.
That is really good news for Singapore Slingers. We need him to keep attacking the baskets, and then that will bring him to the line.
Good looking crowd still filing in here. 1 of 2. Skying for the rebound is number 15, Sullivan. He had 8 the other night against Malaysia. Good acceleration, sliding over, getting the ball. Good job by Howard to clog up the middle. Folkoff all the way in to win. Gets it to go. Nice job to go forward by the Slingers that time. Mitchell Folkoff with the finish. So tied up at 5 here. Again, Sullivan, round 1 screen. Acceleration into the lane. Awkward looking shot there off the glass. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Kwek with the ball, first touch by him. Alexander steps up. Kwek will throw the screen. Looking for movement. Howard down on the low block again. Immediately draws the double. Folkoff! Well, that's the good news about, if you double down on Howard, somebody's got to be open. So all it requires is a hot hand and finding a Folkoff who has that hot hand to begin with. Whistle. For the shot. So he scored his wrong there. It is 7-7, not 7-0. Second team foul. Foul goes on Alexander, so he has 1. Mike, with the lack of depth that the Slingers had, they really can't afford any foul trouble, especially to Alexander and Howard. Back outside it goes into the hands of Elliot. Elliot, little hesitation move off the glass. Good job, good control by Elliot in the air. So 9-7 now. Swings it around to Folkoff. Folkoff with a hot hand, as we said. Goes to the left hand, looking for Howard inside. Back outside it goes. Long 3 is good. Leon Kwek with the 3. So good news, Mike, for the Slingers. Really thinking some of the local guys getting off early. You've seen both Folkoff and Kwek get big baskets early on in this game.
It's really good to see them hitting some outside shots, which will open up the middle for Justin.
Alexander trying to get the ball, cannot, almost walked with a good ball rotation by the Slingers. Kwek inside the lane, stops, pops from outside, no good. Following the shot and a push from behind, I believe that'll go on. Kwek will see a maybe Howard. There's a push on Howard. That will go on Sullivan. That's his first of the game. We said, as you mentioned, Michael Wong, Hong Kong Eastern Long Lions doing a great job. Oh my goodness, Kwek and 3. Forcing turnovers in the first 2 games. Singapore caught the ball up 56 times, so Singapore can't do that. Back and forth we go, a long triple. Tied up at 12, and to Tyler Lamb. Thai American. Howard with the ball, gives it up. Off the screen. Wong, his first shot of the game off the left layup. Now the ball is Elliot. Reverses down the right-hand side. Flipping to the left. Long three is off the mark. Sky the ball, getting to Guinchard back outside again. Second kick of the game now. Sullivan. Yes. Number 10 after Tyler Lamb of his second triple. So 15-12 in favor of Hong Kong. Fast and furious action here at the OCBC Arena. Outside shooting at a premium. Oh, yes. Nice job. Missing the layup and a foul. In fact, it might be goaltending. Let's see how they call this. Is it goaltending or a foul? Kwek missing the layup. Hopefully it's a goaltending call. We'll see. Or is it a foul?
Yeah, I think it's a goaltend. They're going to count the basket.
15-14. Singapore sneaking up to within one. Crossover. Wong working on him. Cutters Sullivan hits Elliot in the air. Can't get it to go. Nice job on defense on the interior by Justin Howard. Wong stops and pops the tree. Bill, no good. Howard grabbing for the rebound, but off his hands out of bounds, and it'll go the way of Hong Kong. A little bit of a hasty shot, I thought, that time by Wong Wei Long. Should have waited for help. Elliot. Barking signals. Sullivan. Elliot again over the screen is Sullivan. Off the dribble, left hand, back outside. Long three. Yep. There you have it. 49.5% shooting from the floor are this Hong Kong team. That was Guinchard. We said he's averaging 11.8 a game. Alexander in traffic loses it off the foot of number 2 Elliot. Singapore will come up with the ball. 5:06 to go here in the first quarter. Very competitive game as we thought it would be. These two teams, as we said, have split the first two games 18-14. Timeout for the Slingers. Michael, what do you think Coach Yo is going to talk about? Well, we'll talk about that when we come back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 18-14 long lines. There you go right there. The point totals, the fouls. Wong with 1, Alexander with 1 for the Slingers. The other side of the ball, Sullivan with 1, and Guinchard with 1. Just as we thought, Michael Wong, game of shooters. I mean, both these teams can really put up the points in a hurry, especially Hong Kong. You see how dangerous they are from beyond the arc.
Yeah, they've been shooting at a very high clip, and Singapore Slingers have to do a better job of chasing the shooters off the 3-point line, make them slash the basket, where we have the advantage where Justin's there going to contest the shots at basket.
Howard has done a good job in the middle every time Hong Kong has tried to dribble penetrate. Howard has been there to push it back, but the kickback outside to Hong Kong, that has been lethal for them. They've hit 3 triples already. Howard with the ball now. This ball by hands of Wong. Rotation on the right-hand side. Meng in the game now. Backs it up again. Build up on the right-hand side. A long 3 is going to be off the mark. And back outside it goes. Almost tipped over to Singapore, but Elliot comes away with it again, working his crossover. Back inside to Fong. He throws the screen back down low. It goes to Sullivan. Alexander working on him. Post up move, turns, fires, can't get it to go. Howard steps in for the rebound and a foul. That will go on Fong. That will be his first. So So you can see right away Fong trying to not let the outlet pass go out, to let Singapore get in transition. Justin Howard showing no ill effects of that back strain that we were talking about. We talked about him before the game. He said it was still a little bit of an issue. Alexander on the baseline rotates the ball in. Wong now will bring it. He's having to play unaccustomed position of point guard. Alexander comes out to meet him. Rotation on the right. Wong slips to the basket, partially blocked that time. Elliot gets the rebound. Lead pass is off the mark. Back outside to Alexander. Nice job by Wong to wait till traffic went by. Stolen away again, and this is what Singapore cannot afford to do against this team. Almost a walk there. Singapore doing a good job hitting that. Great job by Wong. Lead pass. Wong. He's got Wong on the left-hand side. He'll wait for everybody to get into place. Looking for Howard down low again, trying to take advantage of that mismatch. Working against Spencer and a foul. So sorry, that would be Sullivan, and that will be 2 on Patrick Sullivan. So game plan working if your idea is to get the undermatched guys who are shorter down low in foul trouble. Sullivan already with 2, and that will put Justin at the line for the first time. Good look there at number 15, Pat Sullivan. So 18-15. That first game in Hong Kong on December 7th, Singapore had a 13-point lead with less than 3 minutes to go and somehow managed to lose the game. Of course, in overtime, stuck with the lane to get the rebound. Nice job. Wong doing a fine job since he's come in the game. An assist and a rebound now and a steal. Alexander, left hand, gets inside, turns, and a foul. That will go, I see, that'd be a charge. Yes, it's going to be a charge on Alexander, so that's 2 on the X-Man.
I think there's some confusion on the court.
Let's see what they call here. Perhaps they'll bring it back. Coach Torres going over there, trying to get his 2 cents worth in. He told him to get off the court, so yeah, let's not put up that second foul yet for the X-Men unless we know for sure. I think what the other official is saying, it's a traveling call, so a little bit of a break for Singapore. At least it's not a foul. The fans are booing, but I don't really know why. I'd much rather have a travel call than the foul on Alexander, which would make it 2 fouls. Initial call was a charge. Elliot. Downstairs to Spencer. Fires. Long pass in the corner to Folkoff, who almost blocked. Wong, he has 5 points already. Downstairs to Alexander, slips and turns. He is surrounded by blue shirts. Back very quickly. Baseline, Lamb, up and in. Great body control in the air by Tyler Lamb. So the lead now 5. Matches the biggest lead of the game for Hong Kong. Folkoff again, this time trying to hit the X-Man. He does. Inside it goes. Great reactions by Alexander to front the basket. Keep defenders away from him. So a quick 2. Now 20-17, not 18-17. Off the mark there. Sullivan. Wraparound pass taken away. Another steal inside by Wong. Alexander. Folkoff from Threesville. Yes! Tied at 20. 8 points now for Folkoff. 2:09 to go here in the first quarter. Ball out of bounds, and it will be retained by Hong Kong. Justin Howard arguing with the ball. Here's another look at Folkoff's 3, but that's at the other end, and the play before that. Another angle. Sorry for the technical difficulties here. The OCBC Arena. Try and get that online as quickly as possible. Off the dribble. The wild shot put up there. Rebound finally corralled by Howard. shot from Threesville, no good. Back it comes to Elliot, so wild action 2020. Both teams having chances to take the lead. Fong again, throws it up good. Another rebound by Howard. So back comes Singapore. Wong. Rotation over to Folkoff. Now Alexander on, slipping through is Folkoff on the flat. Going to the left hand is Wong. Inside it goes, and a foul. Let's see who that's going to be.
That was a 3-second violation.
3-second violation, let's see. I think so. Justin Howard not pleased with the call at all. Watch it again, there's a look-in pass. Howard said, what are you talking about? I just now went in. So another turnover for Singapore. These are the sort of things that get Singapore in the foot. Coach, you know, not happy with that. Remember, 56 turnovers in 2 games against Hong Kong when it was at their place. The game now, number 8, that's Chong for Hong Kong. Good shot there by Fong. So Hong Kong a little bit out of control. In fact, both these teams a little turnaround on the spin, can't get at the ball. Alexander fighting for the loose ball, picked up by Hong Kong again, so back we go, under a minute to play here, actually under 40 seconds to play. Hesitation move in the lane, it's Tyler. Tyler can't get it to fall. So back we come again. Sloppy play by both these teams. Alexander will try and hold it up. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Push. That will be on Fong. That will be 2 on him, and both these teams taking exception to some calls on the court. Let's watch that again here off the dribble, and there is the foul. A good call there by the referee, I thought. And Alexander at the line, 20-20, 15.5 to go here. About a second and a half between game clock and shot clock before that incursion. Chuck Schreiner, Michael Wong here at the OCBC Arena in the Lion City of Singapore. So happy you could be with us today. Alexander, well, we were extolling the work that he's done on his free throw shooting in the offseason. Now 1 of 3. Isn't that the way it goes? Will get the last possession. And giving the ball off to Elliot. Elliot never averaged 26.5 points. Yep! Well, you can see why right there, taking the shot a couple of seconds before the buzzer went off. Number 2, Marcus Elliot making it count. Hong Kong on the step-back jumper from just beyond the arc. Take the 23-21 lead at the end of the first quarter here at the OCBC Arena.
Jonathan and Akash, are you ready, boys? On 3, all right? 1, 2, 3, let's go! Well, these boys are happy, man. Could be a struggle.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Close game, 23-21 in favor of the Hong Kong Eastern Long Lions. A shot at the end of the time in the first quarter by Marcus Elliot, as we said, averaging over 26 points a game. The difference in this game so far in Surprises on the other side of the ball. Mitchell Folkoff leading all scorers with 7 points, or at least leading the Singapore scorers. Howard with 3, Alexander with 4. The other side of the ball, Elliot with 8 points, Lamb with 7. So a couple of guys leading the way in scoring for both these teams, and the Hong Kong Eastern team coming as advertised. Michael, they can put points on the board in a hurry. First quarter statistics, 8 of 16, 50% from the floor from the Slingers, 9 of 21 for the Lions, rebounding 8 total for the Hong Kong Long Lions. 10 for the Slingers, only 1 offensive board there as you look at the specifics on the scoreboard right there. So 23-21, Long Lions over the Slingers. Alexander playing with 1 foul. Nobody really in foul trouble yet. Howard has the ball knocked away. You can see, Michael, every time Howard gets a touch on that low block, they converge on him.
Yeah, it seems like they try to double team him as soon as he puts the ball down on the ground, on the floor. So resulting in either turnover or a miss pass.
Inside. Kwek with the ball up and in. Heads up play by Leon Kwek, getting the loose ball and taking it straight through the rack. So that will tie it up. Elliot, Pat will cross over to him. He steps back. In the game now, Delvin go. Serge now away from the ball. That will go on number 8. That is Chan pushing away. So a turnover. By the way, turnovers in the first quarter. Singapore with 3. Hong Kong Eastern Long Lions with 1. So that's improvement in itself for the Slingers. Remember, had 56 turnovers in 2 games down in Hong Kong. We're up in Hong Kong. Howard again. Cross-court pass, wide open look. And he drains it. Desmond O. So, Michael, the local boys doing what they're paid to do. They're hitting their outside shots on the kicks, and it's really paying off for Slingers right now. A wild shot. Delvin Go corralling the rebound. Kwek again inside to Howard, trying to get him the ball before the double team can converge, and Justin stepping on the inline. So Slingers with their biggest lead of the game so far, 26-23. There's the play before that, and there's the kick. Spotting Desmond O all alone, plenty of time to line it up. Elliot now at the other end. Gives it back. Guinchard, off balance shot, can't get it to go. Nice defense there by Leon Kwek again. Alexander. Elliot working on him. Still Alexander, around 1 screen he goes, 7 on the shot clock. Making a move inside, off balance shot, can't get it to fall. Howard with the rebound, up again, 3rd kick at the can. Howard comes away with it, in traffic. The follow, still no good again. Coming away with it is Hong Kong. Elliot, 5 shots at the basket, getting it, throwing it away is Elliot. Sloppy play on both ends, and Elliot wincing in frustration. He knows he let one sail on him there. So Singapore dodging the bullet, Michael.
So looking at how Howard is moving, right? It seems like his back is actually bothering him a little bit. He doesn't have the lift as we are so used to.
Good point. Rolling to the basket and a foul. Desmond O being aggressive. And I think that is the word on the bench against this Hong Kong interior. They are a bit undersized. You can't penetrate on. They don't seem to move their feet as fast as the Slingers. I think the Slingers might be a half step quicker than them.
Yes, definitely. Actually, what they do is you can actually take them to the basket. They will swipe down when you get past them.
Desmond at the line right now. Also something I have noticed when they do drop the double team on Justin Howard, their perimeter defenders do not rotate real well on the outside shooters of Singapore. So Singapore obviously trying to take advantage of that early on. As Desmond gets the first of 2. Singapore now nursing a 4-point lead. Justin Howard on the bench trying to get a little bit of a blow. Good move, I think, by Coach Neo. You want to give him as much of a break as you can. Another offensive board by Singapore. A finished by Alexander. Shades of what we saw in Hong Kong. Singapore owning the boards, something that you mentioned at the beginning of the game. If Hong Kong's going to stay competitive, they're going to have to do better on the rebound. Fong off balance shot, but he is fouled. Let's see if that'll go against Wong, and that was a very strange looking shot, and Yo doesn't like that foul at all by Wong. Watch it here. No need to foul him. He was way out of position as it was, so you bail him out a little bit and put him at the line. 7:28 here to go in the second quarter. Just joined us. Hong Kong at 5-1, perched at the top of the league, along with Singapore at 7-2. Singapore losing on Friday night in a nail-biter to a lot of Philippines 74-72. In fact, Singapore's 2 losses by a total of 4 points. 2-2. Singapore still leads by 4. Still on the bench, so they'll give him as much rest as they possibly can. Remember, the Slingers, we said, had a little 3-week hiatus after this game. Alexander, Kwek on the left-hand side. Singapore going with their small lineup. You have Delvin go, he's being confronted by Guinchard. Shot is off the mark, 1 and out. Rebound taken by Tyler Lamb. Chen with the ball. Alexander working on him. There's the pass over to Chen again, missing with the 3, stepping in the lane, picking it off is Kwek. Now the ball in the hands of Alexander. On the left, Desmond go, finds on that left-hand side, kick back outside, 5 on the shot clock. Desmond wide open against the wall off the mark, but fortuitous bounce right into the hands of Go, but another miss. Long pass, knocked away, great hustle play. Singapore hustling back on defense, Desmond. Crowd appreciated that. There it is right there, Desmond stepping in. Tyler Lamb thwarted at the last moment. Justin Howard will check back into the game now, so the subs doing their job, Michael. Not allowing Hong Kong to get any clearance. Stays 4. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch of the save by Singapore. In the game now for Hong Kong, number 14, Tong Chi Hong. They inbound it. 6:20 to go here in the second quarter. Go! Sullivan playing the 2 fouls. 3 again, no good. Wong last weekend with 11 rebounds. Alexander gets bumped. And that will go on Tyler Lamb. So Michael, again in the open court, Singapore getting it done.
Yeah, it starts with defense on the other end. Defense for the Singapore Slingers hasn't picked up for the last few minutes, and it seems to have been wearing down the Lions shooting.
Singapore just off the road. They played their Friday night game in the Philippines. Hong Kong was at home. Alexander missing the first of 2. He's right around 50% for the game thus far. Neither him or Howard have really gotten off the mark scoring-wise as yet. There's another look at Torres. Starting to chat with Elliot. Over 2. Approaching the 6-minute mark. Hong Kong a chance to make some inroads here. The ball out of bounds. Last touch by Desmond. Desmond showing the coach he's a defense-first player, but he can knock down the jumper. You can say about the outside shooters of Singapore, they are very streaky. Bounce pass inside to Elliot. Elliot around the screen. He'll take the ball to the rack for 2. Nice angle. Deep side help really not developed in Singapore off the bat. Howard with the ball. Over to Wong. Howard. He can hit that shot and does. Right around the free throw line. He has done that consistently in the last couple of seasons. Singapore lead back up to 4. Flashing across is Elliot. Chen. Tyler Lamb. Back outside. Elliot for 3. Yes. Third triple of the game for Elliot. We said Hong Kong dangerous from beyond the arc. The ball on the floor. Another turnover. Rolling to the basket. The tip is no good. Alexander making amends. And back in the open court comes Singapore. Oh, thought about it. They'll hold it up. Kwek with the ball now. Wraps it around to Alexander. Now in the hands of Wong. Looking for the screen. Back outside. Now Alexander. Movement by Howard on the high post. Inside it goes. Kwek with the ball back. Jumper for two. Singapore back up by 3. 4:40 to go here in the second quarter. The outside shots continue to rain for Singapore. Sullivan bumping with Kwek. Turns the corner. Isn't taken away. Great defense by Singapore. The lead pass. Back outside. Saved by Alexander. That pass was to his wrong side. Does a good job to save it. Oh, wide open look. He'll take the three. And will bring second triple of the game by Desmond. Slingers matches the biggest lead of the game. 6 points. They lead by 36-30. Chen around the screen. Launches a three. Backhands it. Wong with the rebound. Looking for lanes. Back outside to go. Alexander. Wide open look again by, oh, no good. Howard stepping in with the rebound. Draws a double team up and in. Counted. And one. Justin Howard fending off the physicality would not be denied. That's only 5 for Justin, but it couldn't have come at a better time. Check it out again. Michael, what's going on here?
They're going to get a timeout after this. This is a momentum play for the Singapore Slingers. Seems like things are going well for us.
Tang Chi Hong with the foul. Torres with the timeout. Singapore now with the 8-point lead. Howard a chance to make it 9 off the timeout. Your coach Torres, what are you going to tell his team over there? They just seem to be becoming a little bit unglued, a little bit out of control stuff that we're seeing with them on the offensive end.
They are definitely smaller than the Singapore Slingers, so they got to do collective rebounding. They got to rebound as a unit before they start to lick off for those transition baskets. On the offensive end, they need to be a bit more patient. The reason why they got open shots at the start of the game was because they did a lot of penetration and then draw and then they dish it out the shooters. And the later part, it's been mostly one-on-one plays. They can't do that. They need to do it as a team.
Last play again by Justin Howard. Very determined move, the little jab step there at the end, as you can see. And Chi Hong guilty of pushing off. Good job by the Slingers, and 8-point lead, and they look like they might be able to stretch it further if they can just hold their shape. They're doing a good job on the defensive end as usual. Remember, this is a team that is putting up over 87 points per game. They've held them to 30 with under 4 minutes to go. So I'm sure that's what Coach Yo is discussing right now. Keep your shape, keep the intensity up, feed the ball inside. If there's somebody open outside, kick out. They're shooting very well. Coach Torres on the other side of the ball, no doubt telling his team to retain their composure on the offensive end and rotate a little bit better on the perimeter on the outside shooters. That's something that they have not done. Singapore getting a plethora of wide open looks at the moment. Howard at the line to try and make it a 9-point game. Can't get it to fall. Singapore one hole in their game in the first half and say some free throw shooting. Away comes Melvin. He's got 9 points. Ooh, long three again. And another taste of how this Hong Kong team can really, really close the lead quickly. Another three. So the lead now is 5. Wong slashes inside. Wong, oh, has the ball knocked away, stripped. Fong in the open court, Lamb, and the alley-oop. Barely gets through, but does. Elliot. So Singapore not liking what they see right now. They will call a timeout. All of a sudden, 8-point lead dissipates, and it is now 38-33 with 2:58 to go here at the OCBC Arena. check out that last play. There's your alley-oop. Almost blowing the cripple, but Sullivan doing enough to get it to fall through. So we were just talking about, Michael, how this Hong Kong team leading the league in scoring. You can see they obviously can put points on the board in a hurry.
Yeah, they really want to play an up-tempo game by forcing turnovers. They did it in the last possession by running in the matchup zone. Right, Coach Neil will be telling them is they are running a matchup zone. They need to run a better play and execute better on offense.
Desmond trying to dribble penetrate that time, and you can see the defense collapsing right around here. He loses control of the ball as he tries to dribble through that matchup zone, losing it in the middle of the court and back the other way very, very quickly. So a 3 and a 2. All of a sudden, 30 seconds ago, that 8-point lead is 3, and that, as they say, is basketball. Singapore on the other side of the ball, in fact, not doing themselves any favors, Michael, by missing all these free throws.
Yeah, that's definitely something of a concern. We need to hit free throws, especially late in the game.
Okay, 3 minutes to turn the ship around, or if you're a Hong Kong fan, maybe to go into the dressing room with a little bit of a lead psychologically. Remember, Hong Kong has only played 2 home games, or check that, away games. Both of them against the Kaohsiung Truth. They came away winners both times, so 4 of their 6 games have been at home. The Slingers have been road warriors. 4 of their 10, or 6 of their 10 games have been away. Almost taken away again. Wong comes away with it and they foul. Hong Kong doesn't like that call. You can see quick hands invading the space of the Singapore Slingers players there. Here you go. Kwek gets trapped mid-court, and luckily the bump there. 5 team fouls will put Wong way long at the line, and Wong usually one of the more dependable free throw shooters for the Slingers. And Torres going at it with the referees again. So a chance for the Slingers to jump the lead back up to 5. Rattles that one home for the first one. He said Slingers with a little bit of a break. They have played more games than anybody else in the league by far. This is their 10th game. In comparison to that, this is only Hong Kong's 7th game. And the Saigon Heat have only played 4 games. So a lot of games in a short amount of time for the Slingers. They can definitely use the time off to heal a little bit. Justin Howard, we talked about that possible back spasm problem a little bit earlier. Larry Liu, of course, sitting out with that tight hamstring. Wong hits them both. Much needed 2 points for the Slingers, and they go back up by 5 with 2:40 to go here in the second quarter. Elliot. Sullivan. Elliot looking inside Sullivan. In the lane it goes, and a foul by Kwek, I believe. You can see Sullivan saying, I want the ball higher than that, please. So trying to run a little give and go pattern.
Yeah, he was actually looking for alley-hoop.
Singapore has been susceptible to that at times during the season. We saw that last week against Malaysia. 3 or 4 times players, Marcus Melvin and others, getting behind the defense there and flushing home. Lamb rotates outside again. That is Elliot. Alexander working on him. Here comes a screen by Fong. There's a rotation off of that. Mismatch there. Backup jumper by Lamb is good. Tyler Lamb makes it a 3-point game from the elbow. Alexander. Wong. Again, pressure defense now by Hong Kong. Rotation to O. Wong on that left-hand side, trying to go baseline. Gets it into Howard. Howard knocked away. Stepping in the lane, and another turnover. Quick hands by Hong Kong. Quickly to the left side. Long 3 put up is going to be off the mark. Desmond steps in the lane to get the rebound. Wong with the ball. Back on the Slingers. Under 2 minutes to go. Going to the left hand inside to Kwek. Kwek tries to get the ball on the floor to Alexander. Off and away. There's the foul. Good foul by Wong.
Hey, that's intentional, man. Right. Call it intentional.
You can see Elliot not liking something Desmond did. It wasn't really O that had anything to do with it. You can see, well, there he is. Yeah, he didn't. That was Wong, but at the end of the play, what Elliot didn't complain about No, just happened to be in the neighborhood. So try and make Elliot earn it from the free throw line to make it a 1-point game. 1:39 to go here in the second quarter. The game thus far living up to expectations. Both these teams going on runs. Hong Kong led at one time by 6. Singapore took an 8-point lead. It's the first one. Impressed Michael Wong with the quick hands of Hong Kong. They can really strip the ball away in a hurry if you're not careful.
Yeah, they're running a matchup 3-2 zone, which is giving us a lot of issues right now because our players are not taking care of the ball.
1-point game now. Fong in the game. Right side now. Howard inside. Easy. You can see the defender coming past. It's an easy 2 for Justin Howard. He back up the 3. The ball knocked away by Alexander. Great hands by him. Lamb popping it up. Alexander in the lane. Almost throws it away. Wong is there. Good ball rotation. Kwek has a shot changed. I don't think you're allowed to do that. So a turnover, and Leon Kwek getting a little bit ahead of himself, turning the ball over. That's a shame because Alexander got the steal and looked for all the world. The Slingers were going to get it done in transition. Kwek in 2 minds of what to do with the ball when he had it. So back comes Elliot and company. 1:04 to go here. Right hand. Chance to tie it up. Long 3 is no good, but a foul. And Kwek, the unpardonable sin, fouling the 3-point shooter. My goodness. So a chance now for Elliot to tie it up at 42 with under a minute to go here in the second quarter. Leon's going to come out of the game. So a couple bad sequences. You can see Coach Nyo giving it to him right now.
Coach Nyo must be really angry right now. He made turnovers, and then the last part he actually fouled a jump shooter. He never fouled a jump shooter in the game.
Especially from beyond the arc. Very good free throw shooter. Elliot, Fort Walton Beach, Florida native. Went to college at Louisiana Tech from 2005 to 2007. Played in Argentina. Probably has an affinity with Coach Torres. A chance to tie it up here at 42 with under a minute to go. Singapore set that by as many as 8. Good looking crowd finally settling in here at the OCBC Arena. 3 for 3. Elliot perfect on the line. Full court pressure. Number 20 there, Guinchard on Alexander. Folkoff back in the game, down low. Spots on from 3, way off the mark. Stepping in is Guinchard with the rebound. He will keep it and finally get it off to Elliot. So a chance now for Hong Kong to take the lead here at the tail end of the second quarter. Now also in the game, number 22 for Singapore, Lim. There's the shot. Off the mark. By who? By Singapore. They're going to say Lim got a piece of it. So timeout by Hong Kong. They'll try and draw up that play with 29.2 to go. We are knotted up at 42 here at the OCBC Arena. And a very grim-looking Coach Nyo. I don't think he's liked what he's seen out of his boys for the last 3 or 4 minutes, Michael.
Yeah, one of the keys for the Slingers is actually to cut down their turnovers against this Hong Kong Lion team. But right now, I think we are coughing up a lot of turnovers, probably 5 to 8 in this quarter alone. And that is not good news.
Singapore limited it to 3 in the first quarter. And of course, Hong Kong, one of the tops in the league at keeping their turnovers down. In fact, they only average 10 per game, which is pretty good for a league like this. And Singapore averaging 13 turnovers a game, but they are on a course to be way above that now. And that's what Coach Nyo is trying to reinforce right now. Look, we can get a stop here. We want to get it back and probably look for something like getting the ball downstairs to Justin Howard. He has been their most effective piece. Maybe either draw a foul or get an easy 2, then come back and get another stop and go into this dressing room with a little bit of a psychological edge. They haven't been able to do that thus far. They can only blame themselves not taking care of the ball, as Michael said. Paramount for this Singapore team is, again, not to be redundant, but I guess I am, 56 turnovers in 2 games. for the Slingers, and somehow they still managed to come away with one of the two wins there. So Singapore does not want to be anything like that. If they could keep their turnovers, say, under 15, I think they'd be very, very pleased with that. Justin Howard trying to get on the same page as the referee, so it'll be a Hong Kong ball on the baseline. Guinchard. What do we have here? Offensive foul on the push. So that's the second offensive foul we have seen for Hong Kong. So trying to be aggressive, taking it a little bit too far, and Coach Torres doesn't understand it. Let's see if we can catch it. They're going to get that on land. That's a 16th foul, I believe. So Folkoff will inbound it. So opportunity now, 0.3 of a second between game clock and shot clock. So Singapore will try and eat as much of the time as they can. Maybe take it down to a second or two. A very animated Coach Torres, and he's saying, let him go, let him go. Popping up to deliver the screen. Inside is Alexander. Off balance shot is good. And that will do it. No foul, but Singapore gets mission accomplished as they take the lead at the end of the first half. When we come back, the Slingers 44, Hong Kong East Long Lions 42 when we return. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We got a good one here at the OCBC Arena, 44-40. The Slingers over the Long Lions, Eastern Long Lions from Hong Kong. Chuck Sharon and Michael Wong with you. Hoping you're enjoying the action. We are at halftime. We do have some halftime highlights for you. Here we go early on. There is Fong opening up the scoring for Hong Kong. A long three. Singapore stealing the ball there. And the early stars of the game, Mitchell Folkoff, who has 7 first half points. All the way to the rack there. 2 of his 7 points. There is Howard spotting a wide open Folkoff on the left-hand side for a 3. Knocks that down. That's something Singapore did very, very effectively in that first half. But Elliot and the follow there. Kick back outside. Off the dribble. There is Tyler Lamb with 12 points in the first half. That was a 3. Elliot in the open court. Nice pass over to the other side. Good control in the air by Tyler Lamb for 2. 2 points. And Alexander losing his defender. Great job getting in front of the basket, boarding off with the fingers for the slam. His 9 points. Back outside, Folkoff again with the 3. He had 8 first half points. Crossover, Elliot leading all scorers. That's a back-up 3 right there. League's leading scorer with 26.9 points per game. He will finish the first half with 17. Howard looking for somebody and finds Desmond O on that left-hand side. Again, Singapore very, very effective with that kick. Howard back outside, Singapore knocking down their shots. Elliot again off the hesitation, dribble inside, goes last. 17 first half points. There is a Howard. He can knock that shot down all day long from just beyond the free throw shot. He's got a lot of range for a big man. He showed that repeatedly the last couple of years that we've had it here. Elliot again with another 2. Got to put a hand in his face. He said Hong Kong shoots 35% from beyond the arc. Looking pass there. A little backup jumper by Kwek. He had 11 in the first half. Beyond Kwek did, but of course we turned the ball over a couple of times. And Desmond O, another 3. So everybody stepping up on the outside for Singapore. That's off the miss there. Howard though with the offensive board. Look at him shake free of 2 defenders and send it home there. Great little jab step move at the end. Check it out again here in the open court. Little alley-oop action there. Elliot into that. Check that Sullivan on the end of that. Bounce pass inside. Tyler Lamb with the crossover. Easy 2 there. So Tyler Lamb getting it done in the open court. Alexander, time running out in the first half. Little hesitation move, finding a way to get it done, and that was the last bucket of the half. Singapore taking the lead 44-42. Kwek with 11, as we see there, to lead Singapore on the other side of the ball. In fact, Elliot with 20, Lamb with 12, and Fong with 7. All right, that'll take us to the plays of the week, all the action for the ABL during the last week of play.
Elects for the step back, air ball, Howard. Kwek Hao for the 3. Yeah! Still Kwek Hao on fire in this quarter.
Coming up. Now the ball to Meng. Goldstein flashing across the middle, gets it inside. Oh yeah! For about the 4th time in this game, Spencer getting behind the defense.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to keep on going to that every so often if the Slingers are going to adjust.
Looking for the rebound, won by Hughes, stacked by Hall. Oliver will try to get another shot attempt.
Come on, finish it.
Hall with a two-handed slam.
What a way to finish a shot. Hollins now has 27 points. He has now 27 points.
Outside shots, coach.
Yes, but you know, Jose is have really scored with this game. He has good tremendous, not only inside. You know, he gave a different look to this Alam team.
Here they come. Alexander drives. Ball short. What can the Dragons do in transition? Cock out to Spencer. Bang! And hangs off the rim. What a move by the home team. Skylar Spencer, the man from California. That was really surprised me with his minutes in Saigon on the 17th of December, and he's had a pretty good start here. It's all about this season. It's all about giving the locals minutes. Kokau fake for the J. Kokau! Joe Kokau, the Avon Cup champion who represented Negeri Sembilan, gets the J.
Yeah, and it's a great move there to make Oscar fall down, hit that jump shot.
Austria, Leon Kwek, Justin Howard, Xavier Alexander, Goldstein. Spencer, can he finish? Ooh, what a block! Good block by Xavier Alexander.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be another dunk from Skylar Spencer, but Alexander.
The Jews have to be really, really ready for that attack.
A good block coming from Josh on the other side. Again, another block by Monzon on Wesley Su.
Yeah, that's a violation.
So 2 blocks by Monzon. We'll check the stats later on at halftime break. Over the fake. And another steal here by Saigon.
Good idea, good idea.
Oh, look at the pass! And look at the throwdown. The alley-oop. Picture perfect.
I just wanted to find out how many fast break points have the Saigon Heat have scored against the Jews.
Howard, 2-man game now. 7 on the shot clock. Wong with the long three finally. Oh. Alexander around the screen in the lane again. It's Fong ties it up. 59 apiece. 53 seconds to go.
There we go, one way long, showing up to play, fourth quarter when it matters. And he's got himself a quick little 10 points here in the second half, so
Plays of the week. We'll be right back to OCBC Arena. Singapore leads 44-42 over Hong Kong at the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. OCBC Arena, game between the Singapore Slingers and the Hong Kong Eastern Long Lions. Chuck Schreiner, Michael Wong along with you. And I'm Michael, looking at some of the stats here in the first half. 17 to 34 for 50% from the floor for the Slingers. On the other side of the ball, Hong Kong Eastern Long Lions, 14 to 34, 41%, but 7 of 12 from downtown as opposed to 4 of 9. So characteristically, Hong Kong getting it done from beyond the arc, shooting 58%, Singapore shooting for 44. Not too shabby for Singapore, but again, Hong Kong, every time they seem to get in trouble, they just find somebody to hit that three, and it's really helped them out of some jams.
Yeah, it seems like whenever Singapore Slingers get some momentum going, we coughed up the ball and then resulted in some transition offense for the Hong Kong Long Lions.
Hong Kong getting the ball to start off with. They are in blue, attacking from right to left. Chin with the ball, turning the corner is Lamb. Good weak side defense coming over. They'll get a turnover right away. Nice hustle play there by Leon Kwek. Get on the baseline. Rotation to Folkoff. Oh! Passed up a shot there, wide open look. Wong. Rotation over to the left-hand side, no good. So Singapore got what they wanted, the wide open jump shot, could not knock it down. Folkoff passing up a golden opportunity then. Long three again from the other side is off 1-2. Wong with another rebound. He's got 3. He had 11 last weekend. Not bad for a little guy. Baseline move. Oh, yes. Oh, nice little drop step move with the left hand. Puts it up and off the glass. 4-point lead now by Singapore. Elliot with the ball. Skip pass over to the right-hand side. Back out it goes. Tyler Lamb with it, working against Alexander, calling for movement. There's the screen. Lamb going to the right hand. Kwek still on. A good defense by Kwek. Show and go move there. Guinchard at the 24-second violation nearly. Can't get it to go. Wong. Kwek. Inside. Alexander, he is fouled. Tyler Lamb will get whistled for that. So on the fouls, let's take a look at the foul situation here. Wong has 2 for Singapore. Kwek has 2. Alexander and Wong have 1 on the other side of the ball. Chan with 2. Elliot with 1. Fong with 2. His second foul. Singapore still struggling from behind. They'd be held by 7 or 8 had they knocked down their free throw shot.
And despite the struggles, right, the X-Men has to try to keep going to the basket, be aggressive, go strong, get some fouls on either Elliot or Lamb.
Chance to stretch the lead to 6. Rebound Sullivan. Turnovers in the first half. Check, that's 46-42 really. So it's a 4-point lead. Push. See who that'll go against, since that's going to go against Alexander, I believe, and that'll be 2 on him. If that's the case. No, it's going to be on Folkoff. So that is his first foul. So he makes contact initially. A break there for the Slingers. Around the screen, Folkoff gets caught in no man's land. Kick back outside. A long 3 is no good. Right into the hands of Howard. Gets it off the Wong and back up to Singapore. It is 46-42, by the way, not 47. Folkoff, still Folkoff. Left hand now. Back outside to Howard. Still Howard with the ball. Turns. Throws the ball away. Well, that's the danger of having a big man handle the ball too much and lead pass. There was a foul. I believe that'll go against Mitchell again. So that'll be 2 on Folkoff. Not much of a choice right there that you want to give him the easy 2. So that'll be 2 on him. Here is the play and Folkoff doing the right thing. Guinchard sweep wing. Both these teams coming out a little bit sloppy here in the second half. We'll see with that, but offensive board, no, taken away by Howard. Getting the ball off to Folkoff, and here comes Wong long. Folkoff rotates to the right-hand side, puts the ball to Howard again, who stepped up now, he goes back down. Alexander gets stripped on the way down. In the open court now, kicks it back outside, Lamb, yes! With the finish, Tyler Lamb. No foul on the play. 2-point game, Alexander. Back to Folkoff, wide open look. Howard picking himself off the floor. Wong almost getting his pocket pick. Lurching shot there will be no good. 1 and out. Pushing from behind will be Justin Howard for a foul. Bad sequence there by the Slingers, Michael.
That's not the best decision made by Long. Mitch was right open on his side, and he missed it.
Sort of Wong was leaning into the shot. So Slingers with a 1-point lead now as we get down to the 7-minute mark. And every time the Slingers do get some breathing room, he will turn the ball over. Miss a high percentage shot. Wide open look on the right-hand side is Fong. So Hong Kong back in the lead. 47-46. Good sequence at all for Singapore. Wong thought about it. Now he goes to his left hand, puts the ball up. Wild looking shot there. Not what you want from Long. Elliot in the open court has Alexander to beat, and Alexander is in his way with the block for an offensive foul. That'll go on Elliot. Nice job. A little bit of a delayed whistle, but it was the right call. You see Elliot once again running over. Stationary. Alexander, here it is again. So heads up play coming over, providing the weak side help. Kwek will inbound it for the Slingers. A little bit of an offensive funk right now. Kwek. Howard draws a double team. The quick shot there is no good. Like he forced it a little bit. Coming away with the ball once again is Lamb. Left hand, right hand, off balance shot. Alexander will pull down the rebound. Alexander, wide open look on the left hand side. Whoa! Desmond O actually no good. It's back outside to O. The kick back outside to Kwek for 3. Way off the mark. Corralled again by Justin Howard, where they're getting the looks that they need and running to the basket. It was awkward, but it worked. Singapore with a 1-point lead. Where was the interior defense there by Hong Kong? Really, another wide open look. That would be for 2 that time by Fong, and nobody within a half mile of Fong. Easy 2 for him. Back the 1-point lead go Hong Kong, 49-48. Alexander, rotation over to Folkoff. Now Alexander, or to Howard, who misses the 12-foot jumper. Elliot to Chin. Back outside, good ball rotation by Hong Kong. Wide open look, can't get it to go. Sullivan, my goodness. Lamb. With one hand, no good. Another offensive board. Lamb with the follow, no good. Howard finally. So 3 kicks in the can for Hong Kong. Alexander in the open court. Gets his own rebound and a foul. That will go, I believe, on number 12, Fong Shing. Singapore certainly, Michael, getting the high percentage shots, but just not executing.
Singapore Slingers really dodged a bullet over the other end.
There's the push by Fong. The right idea by Alexander, just not enough oomph on it.
Fong has been really active in the last few minutes, and it's a nightmare for Howard because he shoots the mid-range. He can go up to the 3-point line. It's hard for Howard to actually cover that.
Singapore again going into one of these offensive funks that we were talking about. They are a very streaky shooting team. That you see that the Frederick is not going down, that you're going to have to take the ball to the back. Singapore very reticent to do that, except for Alexander and Howard there. But some of these guards are just going to have to take it upon themselves. They're not knocking down those shots. They're hitting space. They're going to have to find a lane to force the ball inside. They will get fined on foul. I'm sure that's what Coach Mo is talking about right now. Go to the basket, get the ball. You're right, Michael. They have dogs culpable with wide open looks. Excellent opportunities there for Hong Kong, so they are lucky. The result of that is a one-point game. I guess the good news for Singapore is that they have held this high-scoring Hong Kong team down to 49 points with 4:35 to go here in the third quarter. But you know, you get a feeling that the ball is about ready to blow its lid. So Singapore is going to have to take advantage of these opportunities that they're getting, start filling it up, and start making their foul shots too. So Alexander to inbound the ball from the baseline. See if they can work something over to Howard to get a close shot. First half, what was working Howard to get the ball down low and then he could kick it back out. They were knocking down the shots. That hasn't happened in the third quarter. Alexander. Balanced shot by there. He's inside. He gets his own rebound, but now it's on the floor. And now the ball in the hands of Elliot. Good defensive stand there by Hong Kong. Gets the ball in. Spencer, or check that. 15, Sullivan. Missing with the shot. Alexander coming back with it again. Folkoff wide open. Look to the left-hand side. It's going to be off. Kwek rebounds the shot. Check that. Howard the same spot that he hit it with in the first half. So Singapore with a 1-point lead, but the outside shooting being provided by the guy that you don't really count on to do that. They'll take it. Lamb. Folkoff working on him, getting the step on it, rolling to the basket, no good. Been out of control. Howard getting the ball to the X-Man. Alexander looking for the lane, finds it, kicks it back outside again, left-hand side, Desmond. No! That's more like it. Third triple of the game for Desmond, rattling that one home. Singapore now with a 4-point lead. Got to knock down those opportunities. Elliot, still Elliot, squeegeeing a pass inside. Sullivan twisting, turning, can't get it to fall. Yes, he does. Good flexibility shown there by Sullivan, finding a way. So 2-point lead with under 3 minutes to go. Rotation to the left. Desmond looking into Howard. Howard turns to Sullivan. He's got a mismatch there. Here comes a cutting O inside. Forces a shot up. No good. Rebound taken by Fong. He's been everywhere the third quarter. Elliot again on that right-hand side. Still Elliot. Now pushes to the left-hand. Long three is going to be short of the mark. Sullivan with the rebound. Puts the ball up. Can't get that to fall. Again, another rebound by Alexander pushing the ball, and he is fouled, and that will go on number 8, Chen, I believe. Let's see if Singapore can get on a little bit of a roll with their perimeter shooting. Check this out, Alexander, he is held up. Trying to get the ball into Folkoff, who is flashing towards the basket. 14 fouls now on Hong Kong. Elliot been pretty quiet here in the third quarter, but you always know that he can explode at any moment. It's nice to get a little bit of separation. Wong back in the game, gets the ball again to Howard. Kwek finds a space, back up, jumper is good! Kwek with the fadeaway. Again, 4-point lead by Singapore. In the game now is Tom. Hong Kong playing with a short bench. And the ball's on the floor, almost losing control of it. Is number 11, Wong. Fong rotates to the basket. Little finger roll up and in. That is Fong again. What a game he's having. Alexander, left-hand side. Build-ups on the right. reversing across the baseline with Wong. Howard turns for that little jab step of his, back outside, wide open, looking Kwek for three. Leon Kwek getting it fired up here in the third quarter. Under a minute and a half to play. 4-point lead again by Singapore. Pun. On him, turns the corner, switches hands. Chen, the backup jumper, is going to be off the mark. Foul, stepping in and fouling is number 11. That is Pun Chi Ho. 15 foul on Hong Kong. You can see, Michael, how undermanned Hong Kong is under the basket. I mean, just sort of be relegated to foul. Had Howard been allowed to proceed with that, I think Singapore had a guy at each wing, and then Alexander in the middle there. They were off and running.
Yeah, so I think they can resort to right now because they are going to a very small lineup with probably Len and Poon as the tallest Hong Kong players.
So Howard, his third foray to the line today. Singapore not doing a good job at the free throw line. Stretch the lead to 5. They've led by as many as 8. Chuck Schreiner, Michael Wong here, OCBC Arena. Two league leaders going at it. Singapore 7-2 on the 5-1, 6-point lead, and a timeout being called by Hong Kong. They'll try and get it going in the last minute and 11 seconds. So Michael Wong, a little bit better stuff by Singapore. They're starting to hit the outside shots.
It seems like they're starting to get a little bit more settled down at the end of this quarter. At the start, they were really sloppy with the ball. They were not hitting shots. The shots were going all over the place. But after that, it seems that they've settled down, found a rhythm, and they're in a very good groove right now.
There is Howard with that little turnaround move there. Kwek with the shot. Leon has hit a couple of those down the stretch during the third quarter. Job of Coach right now. They really have to keep their focus on the success they're having on offense without losing intensity on the defense.
Getting back to the point of bringing the ball down low to Howard, I think that's a very good point. They started gaining their momentum when Howard starts playing a little better. They drop the ball down low, creates the double team, kick it out to the open shooters, make it knock down some shots.
They have been knocking it down. They went through about half of the third quarter, missing shot after shot. Gave Hong Kong the opportunity to find back in this game. It's a lead momentarily. They led by as many as 3. Turn around from that. Let's see if Singapore can hold on to that lead this time. The last couple of times they've had anywhere from a 5 to 8-point lead, they've surrendered it very quickly. There is that man there, Fong. What a half he has had. 13 points for him thus far. Pun with the left hand. Wong working on him. Popping out is Tyler Lamb. Tyler Lamb with a jump move inside, blocked by Justin Howard. Another turnover. Quickly down the court. Thought about it. Back in the hands of Wong. Downstairs, back outside it goes. Alexander. Two-man ball now. Right now, wide open is Wong for 3. Yeah. Well, you knew it. At some point, Wong Wei Long was going to get on. He does it right there. 8-point lead, 9-point lead actually, matching the biggest lead in the game for Singapore. Come on, having problems with the ball. Round one screen and pops it up again. Quickly in the open court comes Singapore. Wong, wide open look from 3, no good. Skying to get the rebound is Sullivan, or check that, Lamb. Elliot, still Elliot on the floor, kicked away. Alexander, Wong, Howard, knocked away. Alexander! Loose ball, picks it up off the glass and in at the buzzer. And Singapore will take the lead in the fourth quarter. 10 minutes to go, they lead by 11. So uncharacteristic turnovers by Hong Kong. The last 2 or 3 minutes of that quarter. Let's watch it again. Here's the finish. Kicked away, but alertly Alexander right there stepping in front of Elliot. There he is right there. Off the glass, up and in. So Singapore turning the tables on Hong Kong when they visited their place. A total of 56 turnovers, 64-53 when we come back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 64-53 in favor of the Slingers, who have been turning the tables a bit on the Hong Kong Eastern long lines. Michael, they picked up some loose balls. They've been a half step faster. They're getting to the loose balls quicker, forcing some turnovers. The X-Man picking up his game. Justin Howard finding the open guys and the kick out, like you mentioned before. Just an all-around team effort for Singapore to take this lead.
Defensively, they're really chasing these shooters off the three-point line, funneling them to Howard, the big man in the middle. And on the offensive end, they're pushing the ball really fast, making sure that the defense doesn't get set up before they chuck up the shots. Then they are pushing the ball down low, hoping that they create chances when they come in double team Howard.
Hong Kong Eastern long line shooting percentage slumped down to 37%. That's well below their average of 49.5 in this game. Singapore 25 to 57 for 44. Another long three by Wong's off the mark. Howard with the rebound. Back out to Alexander. The last 10 minutes will be very intriguing. You know that there's another run in Hong Kong. You just know it. And ball tipped up by Kwek back into the hands of Wong Wei Long. Good hustle on the loose ball again by Singapore. Alexander will take his time. Goes to the left hand. Switch off on him. Sullivan. Wong with the shot. Rebound taken by Howard. No foul. Last touch by who? Last touch by Hong Kong. You can see Sullivan get his hands on it at the last moment. So Singapore, total team effort here. So 9:10 to go. Ball on the floor and taken away. So there's the turnover that we talked about in the lead pass to Sullivan for the finish. And Singapore can't do that. Remember, first game in Hong Kong, Singapore led by 12 with 2 minutes to go and still found a way to lose the game. So turn off your TV sets, that's for sure. This game's got a long, long way to go. Wong. Kwek. Got Alexander on the left-hand side. Howard rotating down to the low post. Switching hands back outside again. Wong in the lane, the little floater. Not going to be good. Right into the hands of Alexander! And Wong! Great job again. Alexander finding the lane, getting inside, establishing position, getting the miss and the putback, and the foul. So back up by 11. Check it out, Michael.
Alexander seems to come alive in the last few minutes.
There he is, finding the space, getting in between the two defenders. That is just moving your feet quicker than your opponents, just being a little bit more aware, a little bit more cognizant of the situation. Chance to bring it up to a 12-point lead. Does just that. Again, Singapore must be reminded that this is a very, very dangerous Hong Kong team. Remember, they've got Elliot there, the league scoring leader. Back outside it comes. Rotation to the right. Guinchard throws an elbow. Howard comes down with it. Ball in the hands of Alexander once again. He'll wait for company. Wong. Behind the screen, finds the space in the lane, gets it to Howard. Howard turns, fires, no good. Rebound taken by Guinchard. Opportunity there for Singapore, and the foul there by Wong as he pushes away. ticky-tack foul. See, Coach Edward Torres ignoring Guinchard. Moved his feet on defense. So 19 on the shot clock as we get below the 7-minute mark. Biggest lead of the game now owned by Singapore, 12. Elliot. Lamb inside, little jump step move. Sullivan, and a foul by Howard. Well, Howard really had to slide over there from the weak side and see how many fouls that is on Justin. I believe that will be 2 on him. So no foul trouble, so to speak, for the Slingers as of yet. Look at it again. Tyler Lamb doing a great job. Dribble penetration, and Sullivan just working there on the low post. Sullivan not the best of free throw shooters. Very awkward looking, but gets it done that time. By the way, from the line, Singapore 8 of 17 for 47%. Really missing that one before this quarter, before that miss. Hong Kong 8 of 9, so makes that 9 out of 11. Wong getting a step on his defender, but nothing doing. Now still on the baseline to Howard. Howard is pushed from behind. That'll be a foul. That'll go on Fong. See how many fouls that is on Fong. That'll be 3 on him. Fong had a marvelous third quarter. That, for a little while, kept Hong Kong in the game, hitting jumpers. Very active on the defensive end, too. So Howard, normally a very good free throw shooter, is hitting right around 72% for the season. Grabs that one, comes out. Again, Singapore not even hitting 50% from the free throw line. That's disgraceful. I think if they're leading by 11 now, Michael, if they hit, say, 65% of the free throws, they're up by 15 or so. He misses them both. Ball popped in the air over the hands of Lamb. Let's see if this doesn't come back and bite him. Lamb on the dribble penetration, loses it, but last touch by Singapore. Good acceleration off the dribble by Tyler Lamb. Elliot inbound and checking out the game will be Fong. Checking into the game. Might catch the number there. It's number 8, so that would be Chon. Rotation goes to Lamb again. Turns the corner, fires, no good. Another rebound, offensive board at least there by Elliot, who goes straight baseline. Did he step out of bounds? No. Forced out of bounds, they're going to say. No foul, but we'll be with 9 seconds to go. Hong Kong ball on the baseline. These possessions so important. Singapore realizing just how dynamic this offense is. Sullivan thought better of it. He'll back it out. Get the ball into the hands of Elliot. And Alexander working on him. Howard comes over to provide the weak side help. Out of bounds it goes once again. Away from the ball. Let's see. They say I think it's going to be Hong Kong ball. Coach Neo up out of his chair. Wait a minute. They're going to give it to Singapore.
They're calling a 24-second shot clock violation.
But I saw, watch this, let me see. I thought I saw 14 seconds being put back on board. There it is. Obviously last touch by Singapore, but yes, Mike, what you're saying, 24 shot violation, but that wasn't on the clock. It's a 24-second violation. I think that's what they're saying. They wound it back to 14, but in fact that was a scorekeeper's fault, timekeeper's fault. So Wong off of the turnover, gets the ball back in the hands of Desmond-O. Now Wong. Howard wide open look from the elbow, no good. 1 and out. Rebound by Fong. Back from Hong Kong. 6:35 to go. Long 3 by Elliot is going to be short with that. Another offensive board off the glass, up and in is Tyler Lamb. So now a 9-point game. So surely, slowly but surely, what do we have? There is the miss. There's the putback by Lamb. their composure. Howard, a bit further out than he's comfortable with, kicks it back outside to Wong. Screen being thrown by Alexander. Inside he goes, wild off-balance shot. 24-second violation had it been there. Elliot now with the ball. Opportunity now for the Long Lions. Back outside. Elliot from Threesville is going to be short with that. Ball corralled by Wong. Lead pass to Alexander for the front. Great job by Wong Wee Long to spot Alexander at the other end. 11-point lead. Kick out to Fong. Downstairs to Lamb. He's got the mismatch that he wants. Misses the shot. Kwek on the rebound. Singapore in the open court. They'll wait for company. Wong. Back outside. We'll look for Alexander. Alexander now. Circling around is Desmond O. Desmond O finds the screen. Cuts inside the lane. To Howard for two. Great job by Desmond O. What recognition. Feeding the ball off to Howard. Howard for the easy two. Timeout Hong Kong. 71-58. Biggest lead of the game for the Slingers.
Desmond has been doing a very good job this entire game.
There it is. Look at the recognition. The no-look pass over to Justin Howard, just working there on the low post. Desmond O seeing him. Correct decision. You can see Fong having to leave his man to go double team on O, and you can't leave Justin Howard alone like that.
We spoke about Hong Kong Lions defense. They're not as good as it looks like because they don't really move as fast as the Singapore Slingers. So we have an opportunity to go to the basket. When the help comes, you need to drop it down to the big man.
They have a reputation of forcing turnovers, but really in this game, if we look at the turnover situation after 3 quarters, Singapore had 11. Yes, but Hong Kong had 10. And Hong Kong has turned the ball over 3 times that I've counted here in this quarter alone. So all their game plans sort of going by the wayside. And then, as you were saying at the top of the show, Michael, they do not rebound very well. So here we go earlier on, the Hong Kong Singapore. There, Singapore led by 12, you remember, with under 2 minutes to go, and here it is, the winning shot in overtime, the putback, and you can see the jubilation there. So I guess the lesson is Singapore, even though they have the 13-point lead, well, they have seen this happen before where they have thought that they had the game safely in hand, only have Hong Kong come back. They are a dynamic scoring team, so Singapore has to be cognizant of that. They don't want a repeat of what happened in Hong Kong. So 5 minutes to go. Elliot. Looking down low. Back into his hands on the feet of Fong. Elliot, a little bounce pass inside and a foul. That will be on Howard, and that will be 3 on the big man. So that will stop the clock and send Fong to the line. Let's see if that was a shooting foul. Yes, it was. That will send Sullivan to the line. Is that, yeah, count that basket as well. So 71-60, an 11-point lead now. Sullivan a chance to get it down to 10, which he does. Hong Kong, a very good free throw shooting team, and you get the idea. I mean, God forbid if Singapore should lose this game by a couple of points, we look directly back at the missed free throw opportunities that the Slingers had. Back outside, Kwek now. Gets in Alexander, steps, gets the ball to Howard. Howard, little hesitation, then pops the ball back outside, ball in the hands of Sullivan. Sullivan, a little bit out of control here, but gets the ball over to Elliot. Elliot for the score. Check that was Lamb. So just like we talked about, Singapore led by 13 now and has dwindled down to an 8-point game. Singapore has seen this movie before. They quickly call a timeout, Michael.
Singapore has got to do a better job of reading the defense of the Hong Kong Lions. They're going to do a better job, get a better shot instead of popping the ball up and allowing the Lions to run in transition, because that's where they score best. It's very hard to stop them when they're in transition.
Sullivan looking very uncomfortable dribbling the ball, but finding Tyler Lamb on the right side there, working around that low post area and getting him the ball very smooth. So now an 8-point lead with 4:19 to go. Lots of time left for Hong Kong, so I'm sure that's what Coach Torres is saying. Look, we faced these odds before. We've seen Singapore melt down when they got to the business into the game. And on the other side of the court, Coach Yo also has to be reminding Singapore that, look, let's not melt down now. We've got to play tough defense. We've got to make smart decisions on the offensive end, get the ball down low. Obviously, that last time they had the shot that they wanted. They had the ball in the hands of Justin Howard. He just didn't execute.
They gotta keep pushing the ball down low and see what comes up with the line defense. If they're gonna double team, then someone bound to be open on the perimeter.
Coach Torres still going at it with his troops. No give in this team. Singapore has to be ready for this long break. As we said before, they have played 10 games in this period where everybody else has played anywhere from 4 to 6 to 7. So they have to keep their heads up for the next 4 minutes and something and try and get out of here with a win. Alexander, somebody's got to be open. Good recognition there. Wong thought about it. Gets the ball back outside to the X-Man. Desmond now. Traveling call. So a turnover, exactly what we were talking about. Opportunities given this Hong Kong team.
Interestingly, the Hong Kong Lions actually gone back to the matchup zone that we saw in the second quarter. They're using that as a weapon against the Singapore Slingers.
Fong gets it off to Elliot. Elliot now looking inside, watching for movement, asking for it now. Sullivan downstairs, and a foul by Kwek, I believe. Kwek, an enviable position of trying to cover Sullivan there. Tough call is Sullivan at 6'9". Kwek at 6'2". Off the dribble. Sullivan. Elliot almost lost it. Nice touch by Wong. Last touch by Elliot. Good job there. Quick hands by Leon Kwek. Fortuitous turnover after the Slingers turned it over. The long lines returned the favor. Let's see what Alexander can do. Wong. Back to Alexander. Alexander taking his time. 3:24 to go. Inside it goes. Desmond. Boy, dribbling the ball and losing it. Let's see, a foul, I believe, is going to be on Wong, or on Desmond. So trying to dribble through 2 defenders, that's a no-no. There is Desmond right there. Look at him. Just is swamped, surrounded by blue shirts, trying to force the issue and losing possession of the ball. Down the other end, it's a shooting foul. Singapore over the limit, and an opportunity now for Hong Kong to climb to within 7.
Yeah, they're running that matchup zone again with great efficiency. They allow you to dribble the ball, but they come and double team you. They force turnovers through that.
The key at the line. We can get down to 6 with this. It does. Singapore, all that work up the lead 13, it has been whittled away. Ball thrown behind now. Kwek rotation for Wong. Alexander pops up. Wong will slice through. Desmond flashes across the middle inside. Desmond Kwek, ball knocked away. 6 on the shot clock. Singapore will have the ball on the baseline. So see if they can try and get the ball into the hands of Howard. He will be surrounded. See if the X-Man will be lurking around that area. Outside, Alexander, foul, reaching. I don't think I've seen the X-Man take a shot from outside since about the first quarter. Howard with 17, Alexander with 15. Kwek leading the way with 17. Under 3 minutes to go. Singapore need to score on this trip down to perhaps get a stop. Back up. 7 on the shot clock. Desmond can't find any space. Wild looking shot for the follow. Leon Kwek is there on the weak side for the putback. And you can see Hong Kong getting sucked up not paying attention to that opposite side. They pay the price. 8-point lead again. 2:28 to go. Ball knocked away by Wong. That was a huge basket for Singapore.
Kwek being at the right place at the right time.
19. Something about Hong Kong bringing out the best in Leon Kwek. He's had 3 big games against them. Going to the way. Lead, still lead. Kick back outside. Show and go move. To the basket he goes. That is Fong again. Kwek. Alexander. 2:07 to go. Back outside he goes. Now Wong. Rotation to Desmond O. Back to the other side. It goes a long 3. Yo! Long way long. Ice water in his veins. Under 2 minutes. Sullivan and a foul. Desmond O. Singapore a little bit lazy getting back on defense. Long way long. Check this out. The return pass from way downtown. He has made a reputation of doing this. So 2-shot foul on the other side. Sullivan. They have been impeccable at the free throw line, have Hong Kong. A chance to get it to a 7-point game. Pop back outside, 1-2. Kwek with the rebound. Alexander with 1:43 to go. Back in the hands of the X-Man, Wong. Shot clock down to 10. Singapore spreads out their offense. Now comes Howard in the lane, knocked away. Back from Hong Kong. Elliot down low, Sullivan, but the reverse is good. 76-point lead, and a timeout going to be called by Singapore again, allowing Hong Kong to get behind the defense, Michael.
Yeah, they're going to start turning the ball over. They're going to take better care of the basketball, get good shots at the rim, so that they can get some offensive rebound as well.
Watch this, getting behind the defense, just no weak side help at all. Desmond O trying to stay home with Tyler Lamb. Couple of different options on that play, and Sullivan reversing across the baseline, laying it up and then off the glass on the reverse. Coach Torres has to be very happy that his team didn't fold the 10. They've been behind by as many as 13 points, and they stayed right in it. Incidentally, the team standings again, Singapore Slingers 7-2, Hong Kong at 5-1. A much improved a lot of Filipinos. Keep an eye on that team. They will be a force going down the stretch. Westports, Malaysia Dragons, they're a young team at 1-4. Kaohsiung, Truth 1-5. Saigon only have played 4 games, but yet to register and win as of this time. They do play today. So the Slingers making a habit of playing close games the last couple of weeks or so. They look all the world to me, the Slingers feel Michael team ready for a break.
This is actually a good thing with them closing out the close games. It makes it better when they go to the playoffs. They feel more well prepared.
So back come the Slingers, and fresh 24 on the clock with 1:20 to go. Ideally, they get a score and a stop here. Knocked out of bounds by Sullivan. Nice play by him. Even a score and a stop doesn't guarantee anything, but surely it would make their life a little bit easier. They have been playing some nail biters the last couple of weeks, as we saw last Sunday, and then the trip to Filipinas Den on Friday, where they lost 74-72. Wong off the dribble. 11 seconds. Here comes the screen, off the screen. Wong rolling to the basket. Kick back outside. Wide open look on the left hand side. Desmond O! Desmond O! That's a 9-point lead now for Singapore. Under a minute to play. Long 3 is going to be off the mark. Skying for the rebound and getting into the X-Man, and a foul with 46.8 to go. And that might have been the dagger in the heart of the effort of the Hong Kong Lions. Desmond O, ice water in his veins. Cross-court pass, look at the rotation there. Sullivan trying to get over to O, but not in time. Desmond offensively playing his best game of the season so far, Michael.
He's been playing out of his mind this entire game.
No choice but to foul. Will be Tyler Lamb. Well, just when it looked like Hong Kong was just about ready to get firmly established right back in this game, and you're going, uh-oh. Desmond O with a long three. See the intensity. Of course, I know you know from experience, you know, when you hit the big shot, Michael, I mean, not a better feeling in the world, right?
Definitely, especially on their home court.
Yeah. And again, Singapore just not able to find the range in free throw shooting. So, hit this shot to put it into double figures. Very thoughtful looking Eduardo Torres. 10-point lead. Timeout called by Hong Kong. They'll try and ride it up. 38.6 seconds to go here at the OCBC Arena. Chuck Shrine and Michael Wong, hoping you're enjoying the action. ABL basketball, the two top teams standing-wise in the league going at it. Singapore at 7-2 and Hong Kong at 5-1. Here's another look at it. Wong with the dribble penetration. Quick ball movement by Alexander, spotting Desmond on the left-hand side. No hesitation at all on the part of Desmond. Another look at it. One-touch pass by Alexander, so heads-up play by him. And that's the confidence that you need to have in your teammates, you know. No hesitation, getting the ball right over to the open man and trusting that he can knock it down under tough pressure circumstances.
That's the result of playing 2 seasons back-to-back. You know, you have the complete trust in your teammates because they've been around for a while.
That has been pretty much trademark in Singapore. They trust each other. They're a very close-knit team. They have basically the same team for the last 2 years, so they know each other's strengths and they know each other's weaknesses. And but when crunch time comes along, they've got the team mentality where anybody can do it at any time, and that's a great mentality to have on the basketball court.
That's one of the trademarks of the Singapore Slingers. They are all ready to fill in their roles.
The other side of the ball, not over yet, but a long, long mountain to climb. Elliot coming as advertised with 24 points so far. Check that, 20 points so far. A few points below his 26-point average. Not over yet. Elliot inside the lane. Little reverse. Off the mark, off the ball. Still no foul. Oh, jump ball they call. My goodness. Are you serious? So possession arrow. Let's see which way it goes. I thought he was mugged. So it will be Hong Kong ball with 28 and a half to go. My goodness, look at this. There's the attempt. Watch. About all he could do. 28 and a half. Hong Kong needs a quick strike here. Inside it goes. Lamb up and in for 2, so an 8-point game. Back in the hands of Alexander. Cross-court pass. Nice save there by Folkoff. Folkoff is trapped. He is fouled by Tyler Lamb. So 9.7 to go. It looks like Singapore will get out of here with the win. Much better effort than we saw from them on the court here last week. Remember, Michael, this is coming off of a tough road loss. 74-72. Had to get on the plane to fly 4 hours back here to Singapore on Saturday. Probably had to practice maybe, you know, yesterday afternoon. I don't know if coach would have brought him back here on the court for that or not, but that's tough to do. A turnaround travel trip plus a loss, and then come and play the top team in the league or one of the top teams in the league for the last game. So kudos to the Singapore Slingers for sticking with their game plan and coming away from this place with a win. Long three is going to be off the mark, and that will do it. The Singapore Slingers will win the game 82-72. Total team effort. what about the game that Leon Kwek had? And don't forget about dazzling game by Des Manoux, 13 points between those two guys, or local guys, 32 points out of the 82. You can't ask for anything better than that by your local guys, really putting on the screws on Hong Kong.
I think the local boys did a very good job in terms of shooting the ball as well as their defensive effort. It was fantastic because we have Mitch on Elliot, we have Leon on Lam. They did a very good job containing them, funneling them to our big guy Howard. So nothing more can be expect from the local boys.
Remember Howard with that little back spasm that he had, probably not at 100%. Alexander only 15 points. So we're going to watch the play of the game now. Des Manoux obviously scoring the point that will salt it away. 82-72 is your final score here from OCBC Arena. For Michael Wong, this is Chuck Schreiner again. As we fade out with the last play of the game, there's Des Manoux sinking it and sinking the hopes of Hong Kong from here in Singapore. We'll see you next time. There is the league table, 8-2, Singapore. Hong Kong goes to 5-2. Alap Pilipinas 4-2. Westport Malaysia Dragons 1-4. Kaohsiung Truth 1-5. And Saigon Heat 0-4. So next game coming up here at the OCBC Arena. Actually, no, it's going to be on StarHub. Westport Malaysia Dragons going against the Saigon Heat. You don't want to miss that. Our next game, February 5th. Mark that on your calendar. Singapore Slingers against these same Hong Kong Eastern Long Lions. That'll be interesting. Revenge on their minds. Singapore, off of a nice break, will try and light it up again. So we will see you again from the OCBC Arena.
Yeah.